So, upon popular request, I'm deciding to make a video about what I imagine everyone in FogClan would sound like. These are a little bit biased because they're pulled mostly from shows that I've watched. There are so many movies and TV shows out there that I feel like these are almost random. But FogClan does have 2 other videos that cover a little bit more of their personalities and backstories, so if you're interested in that, I recommend watching them first just to get a feel of how the characters are. Not obligated by any means, but their personalities played a lot into which voices I chose, so I tried to match the specific voice lines to at least kind of fit the character, but some are definitely going to be rather wild and wacky. Oh, and for each of the main characters, I've chosen 2 different voices for them. A younger voice for when they first start off as apprentices, and then how their voices changed as they got older. I'd also like to say that FogClan currently consists of 19 cats, so we're only going to be able to focus on a handful of them for this video. Since their introduction video started from the leader onwards, I figured we would mix it up a little bit and start with the main characters. They're the ones that in the main storyline, they start off as apprentices and we follow them all the way up until their warriorship. So anyway, starting off strong with Stonefrost, the #1 boy. Stonefrost is 1000% unsure of himself and struggles to apply proper reactions. His social awkwardness and anxiety leads him to put on a false show when he speaks to others that he isn't comfortable around. However, when he is comfortable with the group that he's talking to, it's almost like he's a completely different cat. His voice relaxes, his defenses go down, and it's just very obvious that he wants to be friendly and have fun. But besides that, he's a nervous bundle of fur. I thought it would be really cute for his younger self to have a voice that did not match his really large size. So I went with a childhood favorite of mine.
Well, I know it's near water. Oh, were we fighting? I thought you were just getting warmed up. I have an idea. Why don't we all get on your back and you can fly us to the North Pole? He's meditating. How about some quiet? Come on, guys, I can hear every word you're saying. Is that all you got? Man, they'll make anyone an admiral these days. I guess the jokes don't run in the family. Well, you're just a teenager. That's a great idea. In our group, typically we start out our missions with a more upbeat attitude.
Nothing. I talk to myself, not in like a weird way, in like a really cool way. So, blood, huh? It's kind of gross, but I wouldn't want to not have any. I need to go. No, Norma, that was my little brother. He cannot see me. What are you guys talking about? Huh? All right, cool. When we get back, remind me to call my therapist. I am not gonna leave your side. Oh, I work out, I travel, I'm a foodie. Yeah. Oh, no, Hey, I'm really sorry if I seemed weird while we've been waiting. Sometimes I get really nervous and want to run away from everything or pretend to be someone else, but I gotta stop. I'm sorry. Logs, Pauline is abducting impersonators. She abducted Jennifer Swan and she's gonna do it again. This whole comeback show is an act, a scam. She locked us up because we found out. I swear we have to stop her. Also, you're really cute. Wanna go see a movie or something?
The change in his voice really shows his change in character too. He started off as this independent, fun-loving, outspoken kid. But after his courage and self-worth took a dive due to varying incidents, he began overthinking, misspeaking, and stumbling over his words in reflection to his lack of self-confidence. Moving on to Stonefrost's sister, Pebble. As a kid and an apprentice, she was really lazy and quite full of herself. She whined, she complained, she spoke rudely of the tasks that she had to do. She just wanted to nap. She developed quite the nasty, hot-headed attitude, which most cats overlook due to her beautiful complexion. Her tone was dismissed as a learning curve, and after a while, the others just stopped trying to correct her. Later on as a warrior, her views and personalities changed for the better, but her way of speaking still came off as rude and demeaning. She still didn't have much of a filter, though. It was definitely better as a warrior than an apprentice, and she would openly complain about the qualms of clan life whenever given the opportunity. For both of her voices, I wanted to pick a voice that wasn't too squeaky and overbearing, even though her younger voice is kind of squeaky and overbearing, but could be underlined with a hint of spiciness and sass.
Don't worry, I have my ways. H-A-C-K, hack. Press enter.
Really? Hack?
Just kidding. Actually, I bypassed the storage controller, tapped directly into the VNX array head, decrypted the nearline SAS disks, injected the flash drivers into the network's fabric path before disabling the IDS, routed incoming traffic through a bunch of offshore proxies, accessed the ESXi server cluster in the primary data center, and disabled the inter-vSAN routing on the layer 3.
All dreams are just subconscious representations of real-life thoughts. By analyzing what the dream means, we can resolve the real-life problem. If we work out what the dream represents, we can resolve the problem in real life.
Explainy dream, feely good.
Lie down and tell me what happens from the start. Classic anxiety dream. Probably represents a fear of not fitting in.
All right.
Well, that could represent a fear of horses. In the White House?
Hey, fish heads! Way to kick out your strongest player. Why don't you just give up? Missed me. And the only thing she has going for her is that she hasn't made any enemies. Whoop-de-doo! We are here to win. And that is exactly what I plan on doing. Drop dead, you skis.
Ooh, I wouldn't do that if I... Fine. Suit yourself.
Oh, please. It was a total fluke. Bear? Are you kidding me? These degenerates get cute little froggy and wee baby ducky, and I'm supposed to trap a bear with my bare hands? Unless there's an animal trainer and a zebra carcass in there, I don't think it'll be adequate. This is ridiculous. None taken. I sort of respect you for it. Never do it again. You can't just form an alliance and leave.
I could write an entire novel about Scorch Mist, but in the most simple way possible. She's unable to regulate her emotions and tone to be anything more than narcissistic and cold. As an apprentice and even after her injury, she sounded relatively in the right mind still. She wasn't a total mental wreck at that point, and there was still a twinge of compassion in her voice. While she was still really snarky, there was that bit of lingering childhood fantasy and innocence mixed in. It was only after her series of awful life-changing events and moons of manipulation that her spirit broke and she grew distant and disheartened. Hellbent on revenge and unable to think clearly about her actions, she became bitter and unstable.
Well, then keep it down out there. I'm trying to whistle practice. You're up late. I don't know. Oh, I think I see where this is going. Sure, but that's seriously what this is about? Rescuing your old teddy bear? Yeah. Raggedy Princess can make you a new Hambo in like 3 seconds. Or Raggedy Princess can be your new Hambo. She'd do it too. That girl's got like 0 self-respect. That's mean. Don't tell her I said that. I took care of it. Let's bust out! It's not that. I lost my hat, lost my home, lost my people.
Thank you, Brocco. That's very sweet, but no.
I can't believe I let you talk me into this. It's not like I have a lot of free time, you know.
Hello, brother. Uncle. In my country, we exchange a pleasant hello before asking questions. Have you become uncivilized so soon? Must be a family trait. Both of you so quick to get to the point. Father's changed his mind. Family is suddenly very important to him. Family are the only ones you can really trust. Father regrets your banishment. He wants you home. Did you hear me? You should be happy, excited, grateful. I just gave you great news. I still haven't heard my thank you. I'm not a messenger. I didn't have to come all this way. And he considers you a miserable failure.
Oh, yes, he is. He found out his son died and he just fell apart.
A real general would stay and burn Ba Sing Se to the ground. I've plotted every move of this day. And the only way we win is together. What about me and my brother? Aren't you going to invite us?
Next up is Thornford, who's the medicine cat apprentice. He's a sweet boy with a kind and caring personality. He absolutely wouldn't hurt a fly and has about 3 brain cells left at all points of the day. His love for adventure is heavily riddled with anxiety, though. He thinks he has to have all the confidence in the world if he's going to be the best medicine cat ever. He tries really hard to seem blunt and serious to his clanmates, but that act soon drops as he forgets to hold character. He really is just an adventurous kid at heart. As a medicine cat, he's still a friendly soul with a loving personality and is the anxiety relief that everyone needs. I wanted his voice to reflect his childlike wonder that slowly grows into a calm, collected young Tom, with a love for herbs.
What are we gonna do? It would take some sort of mighty warrior to get past that thing.
What is this?
Hey, it's me! And I'm in big trouble! The center of the creek has been overrun by flame goblins and... they've got me surrounded! I can't do that! Look around you! Look how much fun these kids are having! And I'm telling you, all I need is one more piece of duct tape and everything is gonna be... fine. I'm sorry, guys. I got so carried away trying to impress all the other kids and showing them a fun time, I didn't think about how you two felt. Man, there's so much going on down there. Whoa. Guys, come check this out! Ooh, there's a bunch of pill bugs. They like me. Especially you, Philip. I'll keep all of my subjects safer than safe. Do you feel safe, Philip? Do you? Have you ever had the citizens of your town rise up against you, bite you, then make you fall in the mud? I did like you told me. I used my power to build a city for bugs, and they liked it. But then, the city got attacked by a bird, so I made them an even better city. But then, all the bugs tried to escape, and one bit me, and I guess that's technically a violent revolt, and now the bugs don't love me anymore.
Come on! You're not still mad at me! I'm really sorry that I blamed you for our loss. I was wrong.
This is truly a dish filled with forest essences. Yes! I understand now! Of all the ridiculous... Stop this! I demand that you give us an explanation! In full! That's still no excuse! Here it is! Voila! Your optimism is infectious! I'm glad I could help. What do you want revenge for? I said no such thing. Oh, how could I? I can't do a proper evaluation without being cool, calm, and collected. Forgive me.
Ashenfall is quite an unfortunate case. He's a condescending yet very collected Tom. He's a smooth talker and can be very convincing to onlookers. He's still young and immature, and that shows in his tone. Being tossed around between parents as a kid caused Ashen to develop trust and behavioral issues, resulting in a really odd speech pattern of long drawn-out sentences and tactical planning of how to word things. He really only speaks if it can benefit him in some way, shape, or form, or is confronted about something. His smooth talking allows him to slip by completely unnoticed. Others view him as just a tactical thinker or simply a quiet soul. And many of the other cats from other clans have never so much as spoken a word to him, as he's often avoided at gatherings, or he simply walks away from conversations. I feel like his tone just says so much about his personality above all the other cats.
Well, everybody's life has got static. Is your life perfect? Yeah, well, I've been moved around all my life. All right, we did a murder. Now, that's a crime. But, this were like a suicide thing, you know? Go. Not only proves my point more, the word is a badge for our failures at school. I die knowing no one knew the real me. Sorry, I'm, just feeling a little superior tonight. Our love is God. Only they break the surface of the skin enough to cause a little blood, but no real damage. You believed it because you wanted to believe it. Your true feelings were too gross and icky for you to face. You did too. Did too.
I did not.
Did too.
I did not.
Did too.
Did not.
Did too.
Did not. Did not. Did not. Shut up! I did not want them to.
Oh, come
come on!
They said her death was an accident, but she knew what she was doing. Right. Sucks. It's perfecto. I can't believe you did it. I was teasing. I loved you. Sure, I was coming up here to kill you.
You know, sometimes it's helpful to take a step away for a moment. Let the mind clear.
And everyone here is a prisoner, not just you.
As if the world would be any different here. They are solitary creatures. Look who finally decided to join us. You're just missing out on all the fun. Training starts any minute now. Hey, you're going to do great today. I just know. Remember to stay focused. You remind me of someone I used to know really well. This place and the people here are not what you think. It is time you are free from this hell. They are solitary creatures and deeply misunderstood, all while enforcing a structure of their own, a deeply unnatural structure. Pretend. Exist, I know. Maybe we'll save that story for another day. It doesn't have a happy ending, I'm afraid. Nowhere he walked in here and it was like something had changed. He said he had figured it out. Do you maybe have a memory like that?
I actually found out that his mature voice fits him really well on accident. A little while ago I made this cool PMV, and the voice just clicked for him.
You tricked me. Tricked you? No, I saved you.
Willow Moon is very hyper and argumentative with a huge spastic personality. Willow is a bit much for most cats, causing her to be dismissed by the other clan members. She bounces from thought to thought very quick, and she's never really still, eager to go on her next adventure. She's accidentally kind of stuck up and a bit spacey in her thoughts, allowing her inner voice to speak without thinking first. This often ends in others being offended over just how blunt and carefree she is. She's also very easily jealous, allowing her emotions to lead her train of thought. Others will basically tell her to shut up. She was the kid who had to be told to play the quiet game while out on patrol because she would scare off every little bit of prey on their territory. Her voice can really get under another cat's fur, but as an apprentice, her friends weren't fazed by it.
You're ruining my chance at happiness. He might fall in love with me if you just back off. You want to fight me for him, Granny? Let's go. Now you're the only woman in the closet. It really bothers me. Sorry, Dad. She thought you were a Craze fan. Oh, I thought something horrible happened.
It demonstrates that even against massive opposing forces, one stronger force can keep everything together. That force is gravy.
Horrible! Stop interrogating me! I got into a huge argument with my English teacher. Then my stupid teacher got mad just because I told her she reminded me of the book we were reading. Boring and heavy. No, it was just because I was talking in class. How could she not understand that I had to tell Rena, that Chauncey told Britta, that Lake and Jax told Vivica, that Apollo likes her?
And to answer your questions, yes, I'm single. You're ignoring me? Listen, musclehead, I've been shot down by way hotter guys than you. What? Ah! Ah! There was something in there. It poked its head out and said something. The thing about a dolphin, he's got lifeless eyes, black eyes. And then those black eyes roll over white. Then you hear that terrible high-pitched screaming. Could you teach me to be just like you? Easy peasy.
Aren't these supposed to be one-word answers? What in the world?
How medieval. I'm trapped. I'm gonna die here. Never, ever have the spotlight to myself. But other than that, it's everything I've ever wanted.
So why aren't I satisfied?
I made a mistake! Ah! Wait! Come back!
I really hope you guys enjoyed this type of video. I love finding new ways to flesh out my characters even further than they were already. And it also gives you guys more FogClan videos to indulge in. There will absolutely be a part 2 to this eventually as well. And if you guys do your own OC voice claims, I would love to hear about them. Not to shamelessly self-promote, but I have a Discord you guys could hop into. It's linked in the description. I post sneak peeks there and hold monthly art contests. Volume control. Which is explained in the... No, I'm not even gonna add that in. There's no point. I've already begged people to look at it once. But after his courage and self-worth took quite the dive after varying... But after his courage and self-worth took a That's not how I word. I can't sentence. You know what? I'm gonna highlight all of this in yellow. Maybe I can actually... I don't know. I read better when I highlight shit in yellow, and I don't know why. Highlighting time. Bright yellow. Fuck yeah. Hurts my eyeballs, but I can at least read. Poor boy. Next up is Thornford. Oh no, I was still recording. Walk in and our 13-year-old chunky girl, big ol' Helak over here, is laying smack dab on my keyboard, and she typed this lovely sentence of He's a smooth talker and Test recording.